Imagine discovering that your own mother forged your signature, stole your inheritance, drained credit cards in your name, and then tried to steal your house. For years, I thought I was the problem, too strict with boundaries, too cold with family. But the truth? My mom wasn't protecting me. She was destroying me, one stolen piece at a time. And when I finally exposed her, it shattered every lie she'd built. If you've ever dreamed of the perfect moment where justice finally flips the script, you're going to love this story. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and comment your thoughts, because this is the kind of revenge you don't just watch, you feel. I never thought my life would turn into a courtroom drama, but it started with something small. My car. I walked into the waiting room that day and watched my mother humiliate me in front of strangers. Her voice was sharp, her anger loud enough to cut through the quiet. Faces turned. She was red-cheeked, dramatic, insisting she knew what was best for me. And then, just like that, she stormed out, heels clicking across the tile floor like gunshots of defiance. The room went silent. I apologized to everyone, but a woman in the corner leaned forward and whispered, "Honey, that wasn't your fault. Some people just don't know how to respect boundaries." Respect. That word stuck with me, because my mother never had any. That night, my sister Leah was waiting on my porch, looking tired, her once perfect hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. She wanted to talk about Mom, about the lawsuit, about me supposedly losing my mind. But I wasn't the one losing mine. I was the one who had discovered my mother had sold my car without permission and was now trying to steal my house. Leah begged me to see it differently. "She's just worried about you. You work too much. You don't date. You're isolating yourself. This house is too much." But every piece of furniture in that house, every wall painted by my own hand, was proof that I wasn't failing. I was building. And when Leah tried to defend Mom again, I snapped. "She sold my car, Leah. That's not love. That's theft." And then the real truth came knocking. A text from my cousin, Trinity. "I know something about your mom. You deserve to know." We met at a coffee shop. She slid a manila folder across the table, like it was radioactive. Inside? Fraud. My grandmother's name, her social security number, used to take out a $15,000 loan after her funeral. Credit cards opened in her name, spent on vacations, furniture, clothes, all after she had already passed. I thought that was the worst of it. It wasn't. Trinity flipped to the next set of papers, and my blood went cold. Credit applications in my name. My signature forged. My social security number stolen. $12,000 in credit cards. An $8,000 loan. She'd been living off me, draining me, while lecturing me about financial responsibility. That's when Trinity leaned in and whispered the final blow. "She's trying to get a second mortgage on your house. She called my mom about it last night." My chest tightened. The deed transfer wasn't even final yet. She was trying to beat the clock and bury me in debt before the paperwork cleared. When I got home, it was worse than I imagined. She was in my living room, showing strangers around, acting like a realtor. "This is the main living area," she said sweetly. "Perfect for entertaining." She was renting out my house behind my back. That's when I stopped being the quiet, obedient daughter. I pulled out the legal documents and exposed her. The couple fled, embarrassed. My mom, cornered, sneered. "How dare you embarrass me like that?" "No." "How dare you?" I laid Trinity's folder on the coffee table. The fraud, the identity theft, the forged credit cards. She went pale. Finally, the mask slipped. "I was desperate," she said. "After your father left, after I lost my job, I didn't know what else to do." "You could have asked me for help," I said. But she didn't want help. She wanted control. And that's when I found the letters. Hidden in her purse, rubber banded together. My father's handwriting, letter after letter, begging to see us. Proof that for 7 years, my mother had intercepted every message, every gift, every attempt he'd made to be in our lives. I had spent years hating a man who never abandoned us. He'd been there all along. She just didn't let us know. When I met him, older and grayer but still my dad, he whispered, I've cared every single day for 7 years. And I realized my entire childhood had been a lie. But I wasn't going to let her keep lying. So, I did what she feared most. I told the truth. I gathered everyone, my sister, her husband, Trinity, even my dad, for dinner. My mom walked in, smug as ever. But that night, I laid it all out. The forged credit cards, the stolen inheritance, the intercepted letters. And then, for the grand finale, I played the recording, her voice, admitting to fraud and identity theft, clear as day. The room went silent. Leah cried, clutching Dad's letters. Trinity stared at her plate. My mom tried one last desperate trick, slapping me across the face. But it didn't matter anymore, because the deed was filed. The evidence was secure. And she was powerless. The police arrested her the next week for fraud and identity theft. Monica, her friend, was questioned as an accessory. And for the first time in my life, my house was mine, only mine. And the best part? My car came back, too. A college kid who'd unknowingly bought it showed up at my door, keys in hand. "Family stuff is complicated," he said. I'm glad it worked out. When I sat in that car again, the smell of the upholstery, the weight of the steering wheel in my hands, it was more than a car. It was proof. Proof that she hadn't won. My mother always told me I couldn't handle adult responsibilities, that I'd never make it on my own. But when she walked out of my house for the last time, with the door slamming behind her like a final gavel, I realized something. I didn't just win a lawsuit. I didn't just get my house or my car back. I took back my life. And the silence after she left? It wasn't empty. It was beautiful. Revenge isn't always about destroying someone. Sometimes, it's about stripping away their lies and forcing them to face the truth. My mom taught me one last lesson, that family isn't who controls you. Family is who stands beside you when the lies collapse. If you've ever had to set boundaries with toxic family, you know how hard it is. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories where justice isn't just served, it's devoured.